thought I was recording a dream vlog, but I guess not because it all went away. But anyways, it is Sunday, August 21, 2022, 3:04 p.m. This dream vlog, I think, is based on me falling asleep to a TikTok. Here it goes. But in the dream, I was working as a waitress, and I was working as a waitress until I could find a job as an actress. And I worked at this place, and basically, um, I took the orders of everybody that was outside on the patio. But the orders that I took, they were correct orders, but I rang them all. I ordered them all as premium. Premium is three times as the regular price, and because of that, I ended up getting fired. And so I ended up somehow getting the job back because I was just like, well, and in real life I would never do that. I would just keep it moving. But somehow I ended up getting the job back, and then once I got the job back, it so happened that the Friday came up, and on Friday the acting job called me, and so I was just like, oh, can I call in because the acting job is called. I know this is not looking good, but yeah, but the acting job, but it's all based on this TikTok. But the acting job called, and so the boss was just like, no, you can't call in on the day of on Friday to ask to be out. And so I ended up going to the acting job, and in the acting job, I learned a lot that they have stand-ins, and it's so that the stand-ins can get lit by the light, so the lighting will be natural and everything like that. And then in the dream, and this is the part that deviates away from the TikTok that I fell asleep to. It was like I was walking to the acting job or walking. Ooh, this is the scary part. Okay, now I remember. This has nothing to do with the dream. But it was like I was in my front yard. It was nicely done or whatever. And I was like, and like I said again, it was the same thing as the last dream where it looked like Powhatan Parkway, but it was this house, and it was kept up a whole lot better. And not that it can't be now, but I'm broke, so there you go. But anyhow, I really am. And that is a sad thing. So shout out to all those people that were really, really rich. I was never rich, never really even well off, but I was always able to maintain. But shout out to all those people that really had it going on. Because I was like, how would you leave this earth, Because there's always a way to make it better. But if you get accustomed, like I have the bare minimum, but I think this is just off topic. Everything that God leads me to is for a reason. But anyhow, in this dream, this is the scary part. So there was like, in the dream, I think maybe I was talking about what happened, as far as the jobs and stuff. There was a girl at the end of my driveway, like on the curb where your curb is at the driveway. And there was a box out there one time. She was doing crutches. It was a white girl with long blonde hair. And she had like a red handprint on her face. Like somebody took her hand in red paint and put it on her face. And part of it sometimes looked like it was just red from exertion. And she had on a hoodie. And it was just so odd. She was doing crunches at the end of my, where I end of my lawn, where the curb is. Like actually on the street part. She wasn't on my grass. She was on the street. And so I was just like, oh, you just getting some exercise in? And then she was like, yeah. And I wanted to start to tell her about the acting thing because I was just being chatty. But then she told me, and she told it to me as if it was just something on TV that she saw. But in the dream, I was like, wait a minute, that's my life. What are you talking about? And then as the thing went on, she got up and started talking to me. But the way that she looked changed. Instead of being a white girl, a heavy-set white girl with long hair with a hoodie, she turns into a black version of that, but like with this green slinky dress on. Ooh, I just thought about that too. But she turned into a black version, light-skinned black woman. Then she turned into a real dark black woman. But each dress she wore was a slinky green. And then it got to the point where I started to notice, and I was like, I gotta say something, that, hey, I need to say this. And something was telling me not to say it. There was another girl that was like a friend or somebody that kind of knew me in the background that was familiar with the situation. But, I was like, how did you change from a white girl to a light skin? You look totally different than when we first started talking. And that made her come out like, her little tongue slithered out and whatever, like in anger. And I was just like, let me get out of here. So I started to walk away. As I started to walk away, her and another girl, and it started to turn out like the girl looked like the girl with a ponytail, and started getting further down the street, she turned into a white girl with black hair, and then the white girl with blonde hair was there. So two of them, they were chasing, quickly by walking, like they were waiting till they got right up on me. And then another what a person that I knew came, and I was telling her the story. We were fastly walking away, and I'm gonna talk to y'all about being chased in a minute. But we were quickly walking away. When the girls lost us, we got up to my house, but this time my house was like an apartment, and it was the second floor of an apartment, and we was going up, but there was a movie crew going up too at the same time, which was weird. And then it was like we got caught in this loop, probably because TikTok was in the background, so I kept repeating the same words. Caught in this loop where the guy was talking about me supposed to be at work at Friday, not calling, but so, it was like we were being pursued by these girls though with these things, and I don't know what it was. But in the dream though, when I got in the apartment, and I think it's because my eyes were starting to open probably because I'm laying in the recliner now, and when I look up, I can see the chandelier or the ceiling fan, right? And in the dream, that's all I saw was the ceiling fan. Except the ceiling fan I'm looking at doesn't have lights on it. In the dream, it had lights on it, right? And that's what I kept seeing. And, the same verse kept playing over it. And then when I woke up and I actually tuned into what the girl was saying on the video, it was the same thing. So that video influenced it, but the part about being chased and all that, that's completely separate from the dream. So that's something different. And about being chased, I was kicking with somebody. This guy kicked me, and I was talking about dreams. I just asked him, did he ever dream? And he was like, yeah. I was like, when was the last time you had a dream? He said, a few days ago. And I said, what was the dream about? And he said it was about this man following me. And this is weird because, again, he didn't respond to the last question, which I'll tell you in a minute. But it's weird because I was walking a few days ago, and what if somebody was following me and I didn't know about it? And it was a code, but maybe it's not. I don't know. He hasn't responded back. But I said, and I didn't catch on. Once again, I didn't catch it on as usual. I was like, was he following you on foot or by car? And he was like, on foot. And I was thinking that's weird because don't nobody really walk except me. But then I was like, did you feel he was trying to harm you? Or do you feel like he was trying to make you aware of something that could harm you? Or do you feel like he was following you to observe your behaviors and actions so he could report it to someone else? Or did you feel like he was just, or do you feel like it was just something else altogether? And he never responded to that. But you guys, I'm kind of relieved that dream was based on a TikTok, because all these dreams that I have, I kind of, it's good to know that all the doom and gloom or negative experiences isn't, because of whatever's going on in my spirit or my psyche, that it's this TikTok thing that influenced that one. But the end about being chased and all that and those people, that's something completely different. About the kick that live that I came into the other day, I happened upon it again. The guy changed his name, and this time it was so weird to me. It was still mostly white people, and I came in, and he had like how you have somebody that's in your chat, that's your live, that's talking with you. He had somebody that had their video on, and it said Ebony Goddess, but there was nobody there. So I don't know if that was there just for people to stop in and see, so they can see that there's a quote unquote black person there. So, they can kind of observe people. But I sat there with it, or just on in the background, because I was really low yesterday or today. I don't know if that was today or yesterday. Days are all blended together. But today I gave myself space to do absolutely nothing. And that is what I did. This is so weird. Okay, so that's exactly what I did. And so I was there a long time. He was waiting for me to bounce in and bounce out, like maybe a lot of black people do, or black people say something. But I didn't say anything. And the only people, everybody in there was white. The only thing that would even hint that maybe a black person's there was a screen that was up that somebody was chatting called Ebony Goddess. But that person never appeared on screen. So I think it's just somebody or another room that he had that he lived into it. Then towards the end, like I said, when I paid attention, there was a black person that came. They were chatty, kind of like I was, But I wasn't paying attention to the live or to the chat, so I don't know if it was a genuine person or not. But so I want to know how everybody else's life is going. Are you guys having any weird dreams? how do you feel about life in general? Is it vibing? Is the same? Does the frequency feel different? Do you still feel everything is normal? Are you working? That's the question I really want to ask. Because if you're working, that's like a set thing to set your focus on. So a lot of times you're not paying attention to things outside of that. If you're not working, I want to know, how's your spirit and how's your energy, your personal goals? How have they changed, or the feelings about your personal goals? Have your feelings about your personal goals changed? Um, I want to know because just as me saying it, I just felt everything felt really dark, like the air felt different, kind of ill. But when you're working, you're not focused kind of on your personal stuff. So a lot of times your awareness is not up. It's work and that's it. It's work and you come back and relax. Work and relax. Work and relax. Work and relax. But then when you're not working, you know, because for me, I've noticed some changes. You know what I'm saying? And the changes, I'm not going to say that they are changes that are not valid, because they definitely are. I think after all that I've been through, and at this point in my life, and the way the world is changing, I feel like when I went through that legal thing and how I felt like I was scared that I couldn't even buy a calendar towards the end of the year because I don't know what's going to happen the next year. As far as me personally, I never been a person to waste money. But, I feel like the whole world is kind of there now. They're talking about, by December 13th, how, the transition to getting rid of fiat-based or, cash-based money, even getting rid of, all the various forms of electronic money and going towards one centralized type of money. And, rumor has it that Russia and China has already, moved completely to that, and how all of this was actually passed over back in March sometime. So there's a lot, that's too much for me to get involved with. I've never been into all that, kind of what happens. But let me know how you guys feel, and even if you're not really into it, if you're aware of it, been aware of it, whether it's true or not, or it may be true, and just like they've been doing, the things have been true, but then the dates and stuff are completely different. Or you get complacent because, they'll start working on things to stop, and then there'll be a year and they'll pop up out of the blue, But, as we know from when the CB thing first happened, they can make things change tomorrow if they want to. They could say, this is as in 2 days from now, it can all happen, And with that new base, everything that's been a rumor back in the past is actually true. It's in writing, that new executive order. It's not really new, it's been approved since March, but it's just being publicized now. But how do you feel about that? I mean, I think for me, I don't really have any feelings because it is what it is. I haven't been really into that thing. So basically, just like when the Japanese people in California and the Asians in California, I can't even say the words Hajitamoka, I forget, but it's what are you gonna do? It's you just kind of go with it. If you've always been a part of the quote unquote slave class, if you've always been a part of the people that are not aware, you don't have the funding or the availability. You know what I'm saying, to do anything. The only grace you'll have is by some, and when I say supernatural, super meaning really natural, something that's beyond, the understanding of common worldliness, makes it happen that you're unaware of, which again, a lot of us have been kept in the dark and not unaware of a lot of things. But so that's all I'm going to say, because I'm going to go back to being however I was, which is allowing myself to be and do nothing until I get through my feelings, until I get the vim, the energy back to actually work towards goals. What I'm doing right now, whatever I can do successfully on autopilot, meaning I can just click a button and make it happen, that's what we're doing. If I have to do like filling out a whole lot of information or anything like that, it's not going to happen. I'm allowing myself that grace because, all my life I've always, try to put forth my best and do more than needed. But I think it's time for me to sit back and listen and watch the environment, And like I said, the past few dreams I've had has been about that, about me and me needing to be more aware, or dreams about, yeah, basically, and me not realizing it until after the fact. It takes a minute. I don't realize right then and there what's going on, but afterwards I'm like, that didn't quite seem right. So shout out to everybody. Just in general, I've been doing okay, pretty well. Binge eating a lot of stuff. Today has been chips at the beginning of the day. Then I ran into eating homemade banana pudding. If y'all want an easy banana pudding recipe, you just got cream cheese. Get some cream cheese, room temperature, nice and very easily pliable, room temperature, sitting out for a while. Mash in a banana and mix it up real good. Put some vanilla wafers in there. Let it sit for a while. The longer it sits, the better it is. Really good. Um, that's what I've been binging on. Had some ramen. Had a little bit of pistachio dessert that I made. But I think I'm going to do that a little bit different. I'm going to add some chocolate milk to it and see how it goes. I'm using vanilla wafers as a base for everything. Ate all my marshmallows. And I'll probably make some rice, some pork fried rice eventually. But that's what I'm doing, you guys. What are you guys doing? How are you guys feeling? Any weird dreams? And sometimes, dreams, like I said, you wake up and you get this odd feeling. But outside of going to sleep and having dreams, do you have that odd feeling in your spirit, while you're awake? Do you have that weird feeling too? Let me know. Anyways, I'm out of here. Bye.